Greetings comic book fans and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul for the first week of July 2015. It is hot here in the UK. Not something we don't say very often. We've got a heat wave. It seems to be, it's like a national pastime over here for people who complain about the weather. Today, everybody's saying it's too hot. 2 weeks ago, everybody was saying it was too wet. 2 months ago, everybody was saying it was too cold. Personally, I'm enjoying the hot weather while we got it. I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West because I just keep melting. But it's great to have some sunshine. Life feels better with sunshine. And it's even better than just sunshine? Sunshine and comics. So here I am, new comic book day, a new comic book haul. I got 18 books this week. One was from last week, so it's 17 this week. So, without further ado, let's get into this comic book goodness. First up, we have Superman Action Comics. The last issue of this had truth on it. This issue's got justice. So I'm supposed they're going for the theme of truth, justice, the American way kind of deal. I've really been enjoying these Superman books since I got them all. They've got this whole story running through them that Superman's been outed. The world knows now that Superman is Clark Kent. He also hasn't got his full powers at the moment. We don't quite know what's happened yet. We're getting filled in that as it goes along in the Superman book. What I do like about this is you don't have to read every book. You've got the general theme going through all of them, that Superman's been outed and he hasn't got his full powers. But each kind of book has its own kind of story. And if you're reading them all together, yeah, you get this big whole. But if you're reading the individual ones, you don't really need to read any other. So I really applaud DC the way they're managing this. With Action Comics, we're kind of concentrating more on Metropolis, the area of Metropolis where Superman lives, and how him being outed has kind of affected Metropolis. So that's really interesting. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I love how Greg Pak writes Superman, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we get this issue. We then have Batman Detective Comics, issue 42. Again, this is another thing I really like at the moment that they are doing. That this is kind of more concentrating on the police with Harvey Bullock. I like that it gives the book a different kind of feel, so I'm looking forward to some Detective Comics. We've got Batman Beyond, issue number 2. I enjoyed the first issue. The art by Chang was really nice, and I do like Dan Jurgens as a writer, so I'm looking forward to this one. This was a bit of a surprise, the first issue. I really enjoyed it. We then got Green Lantern, issue number 42. Last week wasn't quite a good week for with Robert Venditti. I didn't enjoy his Flash, and I read his 25th anniversary issue of X-Men of War, and I didn't enjoy that much either. So I'm hoping this week with a bit of Green Lantern magic that Venditti can get back in my good books. Sorry if I'm sweating, but it is boiling here. I have been having my fan on. But the problem is, while I'm recording my video, having the fan on makes a lot of noise, and that's not conducive to a nice video. So unfortunately that means you've got the Incredible Sweating Man instead. We then have Green Arrow. Love Green Arrow. I liked last issue in that it's street level now, that we're going back to the streets, and it's like not big plots and stuff, so I liked that and the mystery of it, but it didn't quite hit it out the park for me, so I'm hoping that this is going to keep improving. We have Midnighter, issue number 2. Loved the first issue, so I'm looking forward to the second. Another book I loved the first issue of is Airboy. We have Airboy, issue number 2. Really like that, where it ended with Airboy appearing. It's going to be interesting where they take it next. We then have Jupiter's Circle, issue number 4, which has an interesting cover. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what all this is about, this issue. We then have We Stand on Guard, which is issue number 1. It's the new Brian K. Vaughan book. I'm not sure, I think it's set in the future, and it's like America go to war with Canada, which, Canada, is quite big, but not as big as America, so I'm looking forward to this. I've only ever read from Brian K. Vaughan. I've only ever read the Saga. I've never read any of his other stuff, so I'm really interested to see Brian K. Vaughan writing something else. We then have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 19.1. which is part 4 of Spiral. So this is the thing with the Secret Wars. Some of the books, it's a bit funky how they've kind of organized it. Speaking of Secret Wars, we have issue number 4. This will be the first book I read this week. Really excited to see what happens next, because the first 3 issues of this were really good, so hopefully it keeps the quality up. Then my only other Secret Wars book is a book from last week. Oh no, I think there's one more lower down. But this is a book from last week, and Where Monsters Dwell. Issue number 2. I really love the first issue. The brilliant thing that I love about my comic book shop is if my book's on my order and they don't get it in the one week, they will make sure it's in the next week and it's in your box. You don't have to worry about it. So they're really great like that. You know, for a long time I kind of was a bit unsure about whether to set up an order, because I'd heard like other people with other comic shops that they put a lot of stuff in that you don't want, but my comic shop's really cool. They know the books I like, so sometimes, like for example, if there's a new Doctor Who book, they know I get all the Doctor Who books, so they'll put that in. But yeah, so yeah, my comic shop's great, and I'm looking forward to reading this because I really enjoyed the first issue. And it's funny with the Secret Wars books, I think I've said this before, but the books that I've enjoyed the most are the ones I've gone in not really knowing what to expect. We then have Darth Vader issue number 7 kicking off the new arc, so I'm really intrigued. The first arc ended really strongly, so I'm really intrigued to see where we're going to go next. We have the final issue of Princess Leia before we kick off Lando next week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to finish, because I've actually really enjoyed that. I think that's got stronger as it's gone on, which is what you want from a mini-series, really. We then have Imperium issue number 6, which is part 2 of Broken Angels. This book has just been blasting it out of the ballpark. It has been fantastic. Each issue it just gets stronger and stronger. The deeper you get into it, the more awesome it becomes. So yeah, looking forward to that. We then have Doctor Who, the 12th Doctor Adventures issue number 9, which we're kicking off a brand new story this issue, so that will be cool. We then have, this is my other Secret Wars one. It's not on my order yet, so I had to get this off the shelf. It's A-Force issue number 2. The first issue really surprised me, really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd give the second one a go. And finally, our last one is Exile Manowar issue 38, and we had the 48-page spectacular, so $4.99. But it's the wedding of Exile Manowar, so that should be interesting. How that's all going to go down. So those are my books for this week. I want to say a big thank you to Sean Mitchell and Sleepy Reader for their comments on my review video. I've got a lot to think about with Marvel. I constantly get annoyed. Every year I kind of have a blow up at them when they're pricing, and I kind of like drop a bunch of books, Marvel books, and then they'll bring out a load of new books, and I'm like a moth to a flame. The thing that's difficult for me with Marvel is, as a kid, they were the company that I primarily read. So a lot of my childhood memories with comics are kind of tied to Marvel, and that kind of gives this added emotional kind of bond to certain characters. So it's difficult to kind of cut that string and kind of just say, no, I don't like your business practices, I don't like the pricing you do, so I'm going to read other books. But I think it would be something I'd be better off doing, getting less books. So probably like in the short term you're going to see less Marvel books, but probably when they announce all their new books, that'll be me back on the boat. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go somewhere nice and cool and sweat for a bit before I start reading my comics, because I don't want to get sweat on my comics. I hope you've all had a great new comic book day. Please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I've been Jason. This has been Dude's Comic Haul. Bye for now.